Hi there, it's Craig Meathrel from Strategiq Wealth. At the moment, I'm doing quite a bit of work with retirees, looking to help them reduce the taxes that their adult children might pay on inheriting their super. So if you're aged between 60 and 74, or you have parents in that category, it's probably worthwhile to watch the rest of this video. When I first raised the topic of inheritance taxes to my clients, they typically ask, but I thought Australia didn't have inheritance taxes. Well, the answer is, well, that's true because there's nothing called that. But we do know that certain people will pay tax on inheriting your super. So before I look at who pays tax and how much they pay, let's look at who inherits your super tax-free. So your spouse or former spouse absolutely gets your super tax-free. So do children aged less than 18. And persons with an interdependent relationship and a person that was financially dependent on the deceased also receive your super tax-free. In terms of who pays tax on inheriting your super, well, it's pretty much everyone else. And the most common of those is adult children. Now, how much tax depends on the components of your super. Now, super just isn't money. It's got labels attached to it, and those components are called tax-free, taxable untaxed, and taxable. If you want to know how much of each of those you have in your super, you can simply look at your most recent statement or contact your super fund. So how much tax do adult children pay on these different components? Well, tax-free amounts, well, they don't pay any tax on this amount. There are the untaxed and untaxed taxable amounts. They can pay up to 32% on these. These are from super funds, which are untaxed super funds. The most common of those in South Australia is Super SA. The most common component that we see in super are taxable amounts, and these come from employer contributions or concessional contributions to super, and they can be taxed up to 17%. So on a balance of $500,000, adult children might pay tax up to $85,000, which is naturally a substantial amount. So the question is, what can you do about it? A potential strategy that we do use is to convert those untaxed taxable or taxable amounts to be the tax-free components, which get inherited tax-free. The most common strategy I execute with clients is a recontribution strategy. This is the process of taking money out of super and potentially recontributing it back into super. Now, I'm not going to go through the ins and outs of this, pun intended, simply because it's very easy to fall foul of various super laws, especially the laws surrounding the limits of contributing into super. But those who should consider this strategy are typically those between ages of 60 to 74, simply because they've got access to their superannuation at that point and have the potential to recontribute back into super. Now, if you're aged between 60 and 74, and this video has been of interest to you, please reach out and get in touch and we'll explore what's possible. Or if you have parents who are in this age category, please pass this video on to them. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.